Okay, so over the past few days on Twitter, there has been a big debate over who is the better player, Thierry Henry or Mohamed Salah. My honest opinion is that Thierry Henry is the better player. Okay, so I understand that a lot of people now, when comparing a player from nowadays to a player back in the early 2000s or in the 90s or whatever, a lot of people go for nostalgia bias. So like they'll look back at a player and say that he's better than he actually was, or say he's better than how they perceived him to be at the time. So, for example, Robin van Persie. I like Robin van Persie. He's a good player, but people now look back at him as one of the greatest Premier League strikers of all time. That's not the case. Okay, he was very good, but he was not at the level of Aguero, of Henry, of Alan Shearer, of Andy Cole, of Ed, Michael Owen, Robbie. Okay, Michael Owen. Nah, Robbie Fowler. You know what I mean. So that's an example. But Thierry Henry, we are talking about probably in his at his peak, the greatest Premier League player of all time. And Mo Salah, if he stays at Liverpool a few more seasons, continues his current form, he will go down as Premier League legend, but not one of the ones at the very top. He'll go on the level of a Eden Hazard. I think that's fair. He'll hopefully, as a Liverpool fan, he'll hopefully have won a couple of Premier League titles by the time he leaves Liverpool, which is good going, and maybe score, what's he on now? He's on about 90 goals, so if he can score another 50, that's 140 goals, so that is very good for a winger. But Thierry Henry, we are talking about a player who has scored 175 goals in 8 seasons. And bear in mind, in his first season, he really struggled. So in 7 seasons where he's been in the side every game, because remember, with Mo Salah, no one ever counts that year he had at Chelsea where he wasn't very good. Definitely wasn't good enough to play for a team that won the league the year after he joined. And so I think we do kind of need to take that into consideration. With Thierry Henry, as I said, 175 goals in 8 seasons. That is just under 25 goals a season. And when Alan Shearer, the Premier League's all-time top goal scorer, has 260 goals in 14 seasons he spent in the Premier League, because the Premier League started when he was about 22, so he played in the Division 1 a bit before that. So that is pretty much an average of just under 20 goals a season. And to be fair to Shearer, he did have a lot of really bad injuries in his time at Newcastle especially. So Henry has a better goals per season record than the highest goal scorer of all time. So that we need to take that into consideration. Mo Salah, first season at Liverpool, 32 goals, brilliant. Second season, 23 goals, brilliant. Third season, dipped a little bit again. That's I think he got 18 or 19. Still relatively good season. This season, top scorer again. He's on, let's say at the end of the season, if he continues at his current rate, he'll be on 23, 24. So that's 4 seasons of nearly being on the level of Thierry Henry, I'd say, because what you've got to take into account is what Thierry Henry provided his teammates. Thierry Henry, I'm not sure if he still holds it, but he did hold the all-time record for the most Premier League assists in one season. I'm not sure if Kevin De Bruyne broke it last season or equalled it, but 20 in a season, that's more than one every 2 games, which is ridiculous. And bear in mind, that season he also scored 24 goals. So that's 44 goals and assists in one season. Mo Salah, yeah, he gets maybe 7 or 8 assists a season, which, fair play. He's the goal scorer in the team, and he's providing more than half a dozen assists a season, which is good going. But with Thierry Henry, the thing is, people will always look back on his career at Arsenal and say he never won the Champions League, never got any European success, really. Whereas Mo Salah, he's reached 2 Champions League finals, won one of them, but the other one couldn't do anything about it because he got injured when the score was still 0-0. And it really early on, I can't remember what minute it was exactly, but it was about halfway through the first half. So it could have gone a lot differently, that final, had Mo Salah have played, because you've got to remember, Mo Salah was replaced by an Adam Lallana, who I really like Lallana as a player, but he had not played a lot of games that season. He missed the entire first 6 months of the season with injury. And even when he came back, he was in and out of the team and he wasn't ready for a Champions League final that season. So things could have gone a lot differently. So really, Mo Salah he has one, he could have had 2. But you could also say the same for Thierry Henry in terms of that Arsenal-Barcelona game. Arsenal were 1-0 up and their keeper got sent off. So they also could have had a better opportunity had they have had 11 men on the pitch. But for me, the answer is still Thierry Henry, just simply because of the way he could play any position in the front line. Mo Salah, yeah, he can play striker, but he's not as effective as when he is on the right wing. And that's just my thoughts. As well as that, you've also got with Thierry Henry, you've also got the international success with France, and also he has won a Champions League with Barcelona as well. He played for Barcelona in that season where they did win something like 6 trophies in one season in 2009, I think it was. Thierry Henry, as I just said, has the success with France, a World Cup and Euros. Mo Salah, to be fair to him, he's playing in a very average Egypt team, of whom I can only name about 3 players: Trezeguet, Mohamed El Neni, and Ahmed El Mohamedi. That's literally it. So Thierry Henry has an advantage on Salah there. But as much as people are saying, oh, Salah's not even in the question, no, there is reason for this debate. But it's just people just want to, they hold up their legends, the people who always have been at the top for them. And as soon as a player comes up, they go, no, you're not coming near my legend. It's a bit like that. It's ridiculous. Virgil van Dijk, Nemanja Vidic. There's that whole debate. I think that is really even, because Nemanja Vidic, in terms of success in the Premier League, he's got a lot more success than Virgil van Dijk. But Virgil van Dijk, I think, is the more complete player, the more complete defender. Because Nemanja Vidic was a warrior. Virgil van Dijk he's almost like a mix of Ferdinand and Vidic in one. So for me, Van Dijk wins that debate. But people won't let you say that because of the whole nostalgia debate, nostalgia thing. Sorry. And yeah, that. So basically, this is my reasoning for why I think Thierry Henry is a better, or was a better player. I mean, he's not exactly a better player now, is he? He's 43 or something. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.